nothing but a sinking ship. Don't do this to me, Harry. The Ohio State. It's Ohio State. What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah. That's right. Is everybody sick of me yet? We're hitting it hard, man. We're hitting it hard. We've been waiting for this moment so long, and now there's so much going on to wonder about and to talk about and to break down and to question and to feel confident in. It's just, you knew it was going to happen, everybody. We went from 0 to 100. We went from 0 to 100. Now we're in camp, and it's just, you guys, I was tossing and turning last night. I couldn't turn my brain off just with the what if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? What if that? What if this? And if this happens, what about that? Like, now's the time for it. And so it's just good to be back in the mix. And it's good to have so much going on. It really is. Good morning to everybody. A lot of the regulars here. It's a beautiful thing, man. This is a special time of the year, but I'm going to tell you this. It'll mess with your head. This time of year will mess with your head. And I just don't mean Notre Dame fans, but a diehard fan of any program. This period here will mess with you. You think you have an idea what you got, but you're not sure. You know, it's just it's a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling, and you're like, when you see things you're like, can I trust my eyes? Right? And then so you play all these mental gymnastics this type of year off every little thing you see. And it creates an really interesting dynamic. And I want to take the temperature, man, day by day here, see where people's at. It's so interesting. It is. Oh man, there's a lot going on. So we already got a couple of callers waiting. Welcome in, welcome back to a Pick a Notre Dame Narrative edition of the Always Irish Show. The first, the longest running, the largest, and might I add, the weirdest Notre Dame football show on the internet. I'm fairly sure about that. I'm fairly confident in that proclamation. As always, you get Dr. John, what's going on? Hey, what nobody knows is I got it. Dr. John was having fun during the Saturday night show. I think they were partying a little bit. I'm not so sure he wasn't the entertainment at Angela's get together at the lake. I'm just telling you, the man's got aura. The man's got aura that spans decades. I think he might have been hired and he was with Angela at the lake. I'm serious. I put 2 and 2 together. He was partying a little bit. Dr. John likes to party. As always, you can find... I love this show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni out as well. Notifications on the way you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or Always Irish 8. Emails alwaysirishmd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it if you don't want to see John's face. No one in the world's going to blame you for that. Just go to the audio only and you can listen to it. Call in lines. 312-988-15, dialed up. Tell Uncle Yanni boy, oh, you've heard and seen. Couple callers already. We're going to get right to you. Man, I said it before. I'm going to say it again. There are possible slander lawsuits pending. It's a compliment. Slander, it's a compliment. You should be sending us a thank you letter for having this confidence in you. Slander, it's the ultimate compliment. You still got it, baby. You still got it. Doc in the house. The call-in lines, 312-988. wearing a smoking jacket and an ascot. The man is all class, baby. Notre Dame class. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Oh, God, that's fantastic. 312-900-8815. I got to tell you guys, I said it before. I said it on Saturday night's marathon. One thing I love is people that you don't hear from all the time. I love the regulars. Trust me, we need the regulars. That's the engine that keeps this show going. But seeing some of these callers, 703, it's been a while. Like 419, I don't hear from you all the time. Like, I love welcoming people back in the fold as they're getting back into football, seeing where everybody's head's at. Like, it's very interesting when you don't talk to somebody for months to see what they think of that time overall, right? I'm not talking to you 3 days a week or once a week even, and then you space it out. And I want to see what you think after some time's passed, like 6 months since spring. What do you think? Like, it's a big window of time. So I want to hear from you guys. That's for sure. I want to hear from you. We're going to get to the calls. Notre Dame on SI. Read all about it. We got stuff for you every darn day. I said it before. I'll say it again. Writing is not my natural communicative delivery method, and it challenges my brain. It's a very healthy experiment for me. Hitting record and running my mouth is easy. I can do it in my sleep. The writing's harder, and it makes me think of all these Notre Dame things in more nuance, how you want to frame a sentence or a paragraph to get your message across. You have more time to think about it. It's a challenge for me. And sometimes you got, when you're on the air like this, you think it, you say it, it's gone, you move on. Writing's different. You got to sit there and think, what is the message I want to get across? How do I want to frame this? How do I want to put something down that leads people to challenge their mind in a certain way? It's very, very healthy. Read all about it. Patreon.com/always Irish. The Four Horsemen, baby. John is going to outthink yourself. I'm a classic outthinker. I can overthink myself right into an early grave. I'm probably doing it every day I'm on this show. If we're being honest, myself, the two Notre Damers, Jared Clark, Mike Goolsby, ND Recruiting 01, Jack Sullivan, recruiting expert. It's the real deal over there, man. Momentum's building. Every day I log in, more people are joining. I love what we're doing over there. I want to create a well-rounded team, and I got 2 ex-players breaking everything down from that standpoint, a recruiting expert, and Johnny Boy weaving it all together, baby. It's a beautiful thing over there. Proud of what we're growing. Nick Dean. John, I got the hotel for the tailgate. Now got to see about tickets to the game. You got to start somewhere. I'm just glad your family stuff moved around a little bit, and we're able to get this going. We're able to get this going. Oh, boy. Jerry. John, I have a wedding in downtown Chicago next weekend. Is riding the train from Midway to downtown a bad idea? It's not that far of a ride. Some of that decision to me depends on the time. If it's 2 a.m, I'm going to say something different than 2 p.m. But you should be fine. I think you'll be okay. And it's not going to be that long of a ride. It's not going to be that long of a ride. Oh, boy. Love seeing John rep the White Sox on a Patreon video. Can I just tell you this? Sometimes I come in from doing yard work. My hair's all sweaty, and I'll put on that nasty Sox hat because I don't want to do my hair, take a shower before I record. Trust me, it has nothing to do with renewed faith in the White Sox, okay? Can you just trust me on that? Still haven't watched one game. I'm proud of myself. I've stuck to it. Even the Sox and the Cubs. I didn't watch one game. It's just pointless. You're wasting your time, man. You're absolutely wasting your time. ND9, you knew this was going to come up. I had to listen to the playback Saturday night show. Really liked some of Gilmore's points, but he came off super negative. If Freeman wins an Addy, it feels like he'll say it's only one. He can, Andrew or anybody else can say anything they want if we win an Addy. I don't care at that point. Say whatever the hell you want. Like, I don't care. Nothing's for at least you just say whatever you want. Give the man a statue, and then you can say whatever you want about whatever. He didn't win 4 in a row. I don't just get one. Get one while my carcass is still moving, please. Please. John, how do you do your hair? It's really easy. You get it wet, and then you just do this with your hand, and then you do your, that's it. That's it. There ain't no, let me style this with some gel. No, you just get out when your hair's wet. You just do this and pat it down if it's sticking up. You know what I mean? Like, that's all you do. That's all you do. And okay, so the call lines are filling up. I want to get over my little main thought today, and then we'll see what you guys think. We'll take a look. Parker Jones trips the refs, $5 holler. That's a new one on the donations, because I know I would have recognized that name because it's very hilarious, quite frankly. I find some consolation in the QB picks is that we have an elite secondary. Got to clean it up, though. See, you're leaning right into today's story. Pick your narrative. Pick your narrative. You can go on the positive side. You could go on a negative side. You could go on a neutral side of like, genuinely, I'm going to wait and see how all this plays out. And I'm not jumping to emotional conclusions in my brain one way or the other. Like, it's all in the eye of the beholder right now, folks. It really just is. Main man Martinez, Johnny, don't answer my call. I'm listening only. It is funny when people call and then they're like, don't answer. It's so antithetical. It's like, I'm calling in, but don't take my call. But I get it. And that's a little for you guys. Anybody that's on the move, you're working, you're doing manual labor like Renee, whatever you're doing, if you're busy driving around for work, whatever, you can always have the call-in line on and listen to the show in your earbuds while you're waiting on the line, and you're not burning your data on YouTube or whatever. You could always do that and listen that way. Like, that's a cheat code some people have. Andrew's here, and he's ready to defend his positions, baby, just like I would expect. That's so BS. All you guys want to hear is sunshine and rainbows. Put your head in the sand. Well, Freeman has his doubts at QB. That's why they tried to get Ewers and Milrow. So, yeah, it's pick your adventure. For now, nobody's wrong. That's the theme of the day. Right now, no one is wrong. Whatever you want to say, whatever way you want to take it, however you're thinking about all this stuff, nobody's wrong right now. Choose your own adventure. Choose your own narrative. Now is the only time of the year where every single team and every media member and every fan of every team has a chance to frame things however they want, because everyone is 0-0. Nobody's won a game. Nobody lost a game. There's nobody there to say confidence in your team is unwarranted or they have no shot or whatever. Everyone is 0-0 starting at the same place. And you're free to go wherever you want with that. You're free to go wherever you want with that. And nobody's proven right or wrong right now at all. So I like the energy building. Let me get through my little thing. There's some calls. I want to get to you guys. The energy is really, really building. It is intensifying around all of this. Okay. Around all of this. Really solid week last week. I feel really good about last week. Camp got started. We had call-in shows every day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We did a Friday night private show on Patreon with me and Jack and Mike. That was awesome. And then we did almost a 3-hour Saturday night show, hitting the phones hard. And we had full banks of phones for 2 hours and 45 minutes. We had full banks of phones with people all over the map, mostly positive, all over the map of how you're viewing all of this Notre Dame stuff, getting it started, how you're feeling, how you're thinking, and what you're looking for. And it's a really interesting social experiment. So what a terrific first week thanks to everybody who's been a part of all of it. I appreciate that very much. I'm soaking it all in. Your chats, your calls, Twitter, Patreon, all your comments. I'm processing it all. And we are in Pick a Narrative territory. Yeah, I did hear that. There was something with those two quarterbacks, you guys. That's not made up by the media. There was something to that with both Ewers and Milroe. There was something to that. How far it went, I don't have clarity on that. But there was some interest there. I was hearing that. Not just like now, but like before. So I did hear some of that. So that's not just totally made up or by their agents or whatever. Like, I mean, there was a little something to Notre Dame exploring that. How you want to look at that in juxtaposition to where we are now, again, it's up to you. It's up to you how you want to process that. So I don't know. But we're in pick a narrative territory. If you are, this is the best physical roster Notre Dame's had in 30 years, easily athletically, top to bottom, and quality depth-wise, and you feel super confident, I totally get that. I think that's fair. I agree with you about the athleticism and length and skill and depth on the roster. There are certain areas you would like to shore up a little more for certain. But overall, top to bottom, body to body, it's the most athletic Notre Dame roster I've seen in a very, very long time. So if you are confident about all that, great. I think it's justified. I understand why you're saying, yeah, we have questions, but things will figure themselves out. I feel good. There's reason for that. If you say, I'm really nervous about this QB thing, and if it doesn't go well, it could submarine the entire season if we pick wrong or if we pick right, but that guy struggles and neither one of these guys is at the level you need it. I thought there'd be better reviews of the quarterbacks early, and I'm on edge. Who's our leader? I don't like this. I get that. I don't think Ash is going to have the D as good as it needs to be. We still don't have Ohio State receivers, which is something I get in the chat every day. Like, if that's where you're at, I understand it. I understand that perspective. If there are people that text me all the time, I'm losing sleep over this quarterback thing. I just don't know what we got. I get these text messages, you guys. I'm just sitting here thinking, I don't know what we got. And it's causing me anxiety. And I need one of these guys to clearly rise above the others quickly. If you're there, I understand it. If you are in the middle, you feel very positive about where the program's trending overall, but you see landmines and danger all over the front half of this schedule, and you're thinking you could have a really good Notre Dame team that catches a couple losses early or whatever, I get it, man. If you're right in the middle and you are able to be emotionally neutral in your mind and in your heart, if you got hate in your heart, let it out. It's the funniest thing, it's the staff he's holding, the stick or whatever. And he says, if you got hate in your heart, let it out. And he hits that stick on the bottom right when he says, let it out. How much time you got, buddy? Anytime you guys do the Clayton or the Rick James, I lose composure. It's just an automatic. Anytime anybody wants to trip me up and like distract me, drop that in and just how much time you got. Put one line in that leads me to another, and I'll lose it. So if you're in the middle, callers, I'm coming to you. If we're in the middle, and you feel real positive about it, but there's danger lurking, and you're just like, I'm going to try and reserve judgment till I see Miami, and then I see what happens against Miami, maybe even Miami and A&M. If you have the patience to not judge week one and take some time, I get it. So there's three varying perspectives. I'm super positive, pumped up, full of confidence. I have total anxiety about the quarterback thing, and I have doubts of where this is all at. Or I'm in the middle, and I'm emotionally mature and stable enough to be able to stay balanced on this till I have more data and information. I think all those perspectives are good. I think they're all legitimate, and it's just a matter of where you're coming from. And I think that's where I'm at overall. The QB thing is not a panic situation right now. I'm just anxiously awaiting a guy to emerge and clearly own this role. It's not a panic for me right now that neither guy clearly separated and the reviews aren't A+, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, whatever you're looking for. I'm not in a panic situation, but I'm anxiously awaiting day by day for one of these guys to clearly emerge. I think if you get that soon, everything will calm down and people will feel a lot better if they know who your leader is, right? I think overall this roster can hang with the big boys. I like the direction overall, but there is a very thin margin of error in the first 2 games. You could have a lot of this team looking great, a couple bad decisions by whoever this quarterback is, and you could lose those first 2 games. The difference could be that small, and you can't afford to lose these games. So, like, all of this stuff is real at the same time. It's just a matter of where your brain is, where your heart is. And so I'm right in the middle, man. Best roster athletically in modern day Notre Dame by far, in my opinion, just looking at the bodies and the depth, top to bottom, man to man. But I could easily see a couple losses in the first half of the season if a few things just take a little too long to click. That's all it is, you guys. When you have a new quarterback, man, like everything's got to slot in and click here. So that's where I'm at, man. I love that roster and the direction that we're heading in, but there is danger, and I am on alert because the margin is small. If you had Miami, Ohio, and Central Michigan the first 2 weeks, I would be talking about this very differently. You have the Hurricanes at their place and an athletic A&M roster at your place. The margin is thin. That is where a lot of this anxiety is coming from. That is where there's just a thin margin there. A thin margin there. And so that's where I'm at. I'm not panicking about the QB thing, but you are hoping somebody jumps up and claims that job, man, and that they don't have to name a guy, and a guy names themselves and emerges to the top and is the leader, and everybody knows it and sees it. So here's where I'm at as we get into this week. I'm excited to see where this week takes us. It's good to see you, Ryan. 312-900-8815. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. Usually go hour and a half, 2 hours. Show us your face. Call. Anytime you guys do this, anytime you guys put a Chappelle thing, it really messes me up. It's the one thing I'm not able to focus on. Anytime you do the Chappelle thing, it gets me off track. I just can't concentrate, and my mind goes. And people always lead me to where they know I can't say the next line, and it's the funniest thing to me. God, you guys are great. So here's where I'm at. I've been thinking. All these different shows, the morning shows last week, the Friday night Patreon show with Goolsby and Jack, the Saturday night 3-hour phone marathon with you guys. And I've been soaking it all in. And here's where I've arrived. You need to look at this however you need to look at this to survive the next month in your head before we get real answers. Okay? Nobody's wrong. Nobody's right. You can have your reasons for having your feelings and your thoughts, or you want to defend your emotions and protect them and set the bar low to hopefully be pleasantly surprised. All the mind games you play. All the mind games you play. It's all, you got to do what you got to do to keep your sanity the next month. And I'm fine with that. You got to do that. There's nothing concrete yet. So you could choose your own adventure, process it in your mind however you are, just to get through this. And I'm not going to, people push back on Andrew Gilmore hard on Saturday night. Positive calls. Andrew Gilmore pouring cold water on it, bringing up some things I'm worried about too. Maybe not to the extent and with the bite than Andrew is, but like bringing up some things you got to think about. So that's where I'm at starting week 2 of camp. Wherever you're at in your mind as a Notre Dame person, God bless you. Nobody's right. Nobody's wrong right now. Ride whatever narrative you need to get you through till we get to Miami, and then we're going to have concrete data of where this is all starting out at. You got to do what you got to do, and I'm not telling anybody it's right or wrong. You do what you got to do in your mind, because this is a challenge. This is the part where you're sitting there and your brain goes a million different directions. 1 minute I'm thinking all positive. The next minute I'm thinking what could go wrong. And another minute I'm going just simmer in between somewhere. in middle ground. Just simmer in between, John. Like I pick your narrative, and God bless you. It's interesting. So whatever, you guys do, whatever you need to do. I'm not going to tell you you're right or wrong. Okay. We got a good amount of callers. Let's try and do the 5 minutes and see how we do. Eric's coming up first. 7:03. I really hope we get to talk. We have not talked since playoff time, so please hang with me. Eric, what's going on? Good morning, brother.
Man, let me know if you can hear me first, John.
Yeah, you're pretty good. I got you.
Okay. Well, good morning to you and Irish Nation, man.
Yeah, man. Isn't this exciting? This is what we've waited for, man. Camp is back.
Yeah. I keep laughing about the Saturday night show, man. It was very entertaining, man.
Yeah, we like to have a good time. It's just, and on a Saturday night, man, you don't know what you're going to get. I think some people are drinking, some people are smoking. I don't know what I'm going to get on a Saturday night. And it makes it really fun for me because you never know what you're going to get when you open them lines on a Saturday night. It's great.
Yeah. But yeah, it felt like Paolo Andrew night, man. But he kind of brought it on himself. But I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. So so I take it from those comments, you're leaning more on the positive side of things.
I feel all of Andrew's concerns because I'm with him. I just feel like we're in a great position though as a program, so I'm not really worried. Because when you start a new quarterback, you're always gonna have mistakes. It don't matter which guy it is.
Yeah.
I feel like you. I feel like once they make their solid decision, I hope they make the right decision. That's what I'm worried about because our team is filled out so much. I mean, the quarterback is not going to have to come in and be Tom Brady or Joe Burrow or nothing like that. Like Notre Dame has really filled this roster out, so I'm not really worried. And I'm thankful for where Notre Dame is. Like I said, I picked Notre Dame in '88, and I've seen the ups, been more downs than ups. So
yeah,
this is the healthiest our program has been, like from top down, from administration all the way down to the
totally agree.
The football staff.
Totally agree. I totally agree with you. On and off the field, it's the most stable the foundation's been in the last 30 years. There's really no doubt about that. To me, I think that is more of a fact than an opinion. I'm with you on that. It's just what I'm waiting for is I really want a guy to jump up and clearly claim this job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them to have to name a quarterback. I want a guy to emerge, claim this. Everybody could see that's your dude. I'm just hoping we get to that point where one of these guys ascends, starts hitting a groove, and you're like, that's our leader. That's our guy. Like, that's where I hope this turns. I think it's a red flag if you keep going along and it's like, I don't know. One day this guy looks good. The other day that guy looks good, and we don't know. And then the coach has got to pick, and we don't really know. I think that's a little dangerous. I need one of these guys to emerge and claim that job as the leader. It's the most important individual position in all of sports. This is Notre Dame quarterback. I need somebody to earn that thing, man. Let it be known.
Yeah, I'm with you with that, man, 100%. But like I said, man, I'm just happy that we're back in a bona fide top 10 program position. We're like between 1 and 10. Like, depending on how strong we're going to be every year. And I also think this is one of those situations where we might have to take a step back to move forward.
No, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody. No, Eric, this is a really good point. This is it's a really good point, man. A lot of people had 26 circled as a year for Notre Dame to make a title run, figuring whatever you do at quarterback this year, that gives them 1 year with the offense and settling into college life and being the quarterback. And then number 2, year 2 of the Ash defense, if he's still around. Like, I've heard a lot of people have that theory of I'm actually circling 26 more as that window when all of this, the new has a year to get going. I've heard that. But man, I don't think Notre Dame people are in for a step back at all. It doesn't feel like anybody's here for that. Nope, I've heard that a lot about 26. Goolsby talks about that window in 26 too on Patreon sometime, talking about that. No, I get it, but nobody here wants to regress for a year. Nobody.
No, I think the thing is we got a little spoiled, so going to the championship game, and I feel you. We don't want to go backwards, but hey, it is what it is, man. You know, everybody needs an experienced quarterback, you know, to get over the top. If we get lucky and one of these guys take us to the championship game, I mean, that's phenomenal. But you know, I just wanted to say that we have to take a step back to move forward. We're going to be a bona fide national championship contender for the next couple years. So I'm happy with that because we've never had this type of national respect. Now we're starting to gain it. So, and they hate to do it. They hate to give us props. So I just want to say, man, go Irish, man. We're in a very great position that we haven't been in a very long time. So I'm happy. I just want to say, go Irish Nation. And just shout out to Andrew. I be feeling him. Shout out to Tim, Tom Crawley. Hey, man, I just love these guys, man. Just shout out to all you guys, and hope you guys have a good start of the week, John.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Really good way to start off the week. Thanks for calling, man. Stay in touch. We'll get into camp a little bit. As things further develop, give me a call back and update your thoughts, man.
I got you, bro.
Have a good one. Thank you very much. Oh, what a nice guy. You guys are nice. 7:03 coming up. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. We got some good regulars that are going to want to share their thoughts, I'm sure. Here's the other thing, and this is something I want to go over with Goolsby tonight in depth on Patreon Live. Expectations. I woke up this morning thinking about that. Like, there's a different level of expectation this year based off the success of last year. And like that momentum and the media steam and all that has continued to grow, even though Notre Dame has these questions. It's interesting. It's a little bit of a different position for the program to be in now. There's a different level of expectations riding the coattails of last year's success. And even though you have a new quarterback and nobody knows and a tough challenging early schedule and all that, there's a different level of expectation. And I want to see how this program responds being in a little different position rather than being like, I hope we could prove it in year 3. And historically with Notre Dame, year 3 is the year coaches show whether they're going to have longevity in South Bend or not, all that. You're in a different spot now. And I want to see how this program handles the pressure of true deep playoff expectations with all these moving parts. Man, this is interesting. Andrew, we're going right back to the calls. Don't worry, want to get caught up here. My issue is not starting a new QB. The issue is how you got here. You have Carr, who's been an injured scout teamer who watched places 2/3 of the time in spring and now splitting 50-50. I get what you're saying. I think we got to see how this goes. And depending on how it goes, this angle may or may not apply a lot more depending on the early results we see. So I feel like that's like an three rings deep of a worry, but like it, depending on how things go, I think that angle could be fair, but I want to see how things go before I jump that deep into the past to sort through how we got here. Philly special $5 holler. Spending the day at the water with my daughter before school starts. Phil, you're a good girl, Dad, man. I'll tell you that. You always post pictures. You guys are doing daddy-daughter dates and all that stuff. What a good dad. Phil, I love your family. $5 holler from the dong. Sir, my message is simple. USC, OSU, Michigan, and all sorts of Miami fans stink, and I hate them. Sir, my message is simple. Every time you guys get me with this. The Wolf. This is the year really of the first time QBs that have a lot to prove. The other thing, we're going back to the calls. Don't you worry. Don't think about hanging up. The other thing I want to mention is this isn't just a Notre Dame phenomenon. Isn't like 7 or 8 of the top 10 teams having quarterbacks that are new to their program start? I know Penn State's got their guy back, but I believe, isn't it like literally 7 or 8 of the top 10, the teams expected to be in the top 10 to start the year are breaking in new quarterbacks at their program? Now, some of those guys may be transfers, so they have experience, and you could label that differently than Notre Dame with a new guy that has no experience. I understand that, but like, there's a lot of teams in the top 10 that have title aspirations that are breaking in new quarterbacks and that have some of the anxiety of how it's all going to go early. Some of them may not all start with a slate like we do the first 2 games, but this isn't just a Notre Dame experience. 7:03. We have not talked in like a year and a half. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Don, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. It's good to hear from you, man. It was before Christmas last time we talked.
Yeah, I don't want to wear out my welcome.
Well, what's on your mind as camps got started here, man? Lot to process between last time we talked and now.
I'm very excited. One of the main reasons I called in is because I was going through the Saturday show this morning at work. And I guess I just want to say to all your callers, I love them, and they're great. All the different point of views, even if I agree with you or I don't. Especially the guy in Florida, the one that hates Freeman, I don't get.
Yeah,
but,
it's a really, dude, I love doing those night shows. You get a smattering of calls and opinions from all over the country. It's really interesting. It's just an interesting Notre Dame social experiment, man. I love doing it.
I totally agree. And I guess the main reason I'm calling in, because sometimes I hear stuff, I go, I want to call in, I get busy at work. Because I'm a mailman, I'm delivering, so it's hard for me to call in. I guess I have a couple of bones to pick with Andrew. I don't want to be the guy who's calling on Andrew because I enjoy his calls and his takes. But he was talking about comparing Brian Kelly, how Freeman's not done what Kelly's done. Yeah, you're right. Freeman hasn't gone 4-8 in his 7th year. And he talked about how, Kelly never lost Northern Illinois. I guess I'm old enough to remember. Andrew might be younger than me. Also, South Florida. I mean, those were bad games too.
Yeah, Navy twice.
Big game that
the
Kelly
Navy twice.
The
Navy twice. I can't get over
it.
Navy. I can't get over the Navy multiple times. That one gets me.
Right. The thing that gets me, people forget, he went 4-8 in his 7th season.
Yeah.
And look at that roster, how much NFL talent he had on it. That's inexcusable. Now let's talk about recruiting. He talked about how, Kelly didn't have the NIL. Yeah. If Marcus didn't have the NIL his first 2 years, he probably would have top 5 classes. Because we lost a lot of guys because of NIL. Like Keenely, the guy who went to Oklahoma, who said he was coming here, Dante Moore, all these guys we would have had. All right? The thing is, Kelly said this, quote, we have to shop down a different aisle. That was his choosing. Marcus Freeman is shopping down a different aisle. He ain't winning them all the time, but you can't win them unless you're in the fight. And he's winning these. And you look at the blue chip ratio compared to Freeman's class and Kelly's class, there's only one Kelly class that beats Freeman's, I think. I could be wrong, was the 13 class. That was the best class in the last 15 years. Right now, this class we're having is going to beat that class. And but before that, Kelly had the number 1 class. Freeman had the next 3 best classes. Freeman's working to do better. And you say he gets nothing for winning these games? What major bowl has Brian Kelly won ever as a head coach? I'm looking. He hasn't won up in LSU. He lost 7 games with Jaden Daniels as his quarterback. That should have been a fireable offense right there. And he's losing every first game. He better win this first game, or that's going to be a shit show there. But, I'm not worried about Brian Kelly because Andrew brings it up. Then he's talking about the quarterback. I agree. Carr's going to be the starter. This is how good Carr must be. He came in early. He was 4th string where he should have been, because if he would have put him 2nd or 3rd string, one of those other 2 guys would have bolted last year. He was hurt half the year. But right now they're talking about how he started. That means he jumped a guy who's been here for 3 years and kicked a guy out who was here for 4 years. They must see something in him. It is. I like it. If Kenny wins, God, that's great. That means he played better than Carr. That means he's a lot better. He doesn't want that. But right now, and also he said, well, sorry, I don't mean to jump around because I keep forgetting. Andrew said, well, he picked Buckner and the other guy, the guy with the little gut on him. I forgot. Drew Pine. No, he was saddled with those guys. He didn't recruit those guys. Tommy Reese, who was his offensive coordinator, said these were the guys, so don't go in the portal. And I think I kind of like Jim Brock a little bit more than Tommy Reese. I think he's a better developer of quarterback. And if he's good with this quarterback room, I'm good with it.
Yeah, it's it's just an interesting combination of a whole bunch of different things. Like, you feel really good about the program overall, but you have a really tough early schedule, and then you have uncertainty at the most important position. It's just like a combination of all these key factors intermingling at the same time. I understand the anxieties, and I get it. It's just, this program is in the best place it's been in 30 years. I have no doubt about that. That doesn't mean they can't lose a couple games in the first half of the season, though, right? And that's where I'm struggling that's where I'm struggling in my mind every day. Is it's the best I felt about things overall, but I can easily see Notre Dame having 2 losses by the halfway point in this year if a couple things don't line up just right. That is where I toss and turn at night. That is why.
You're right. It could happen. I'm hoping at least be 6-1 after the 7 games. The Arkansas game scares me because it's down there.
Yeah, early start. Isn't that an early start? Like a noon? It's an SEC road game.
Texas A&M being better. We're going to be better than last year, too. We're going to be healthier. Okay? Miami, they made a lot of changes, but they're breaking in new coordinators, and they got a quarterback who's coming off an elbow injury. He might be good, but you know what? He's good enough to keep both teams in the game back. Now, he mentioned USC. You don't think we're going to be ready for USC after they ran their mouths the whole season, putting posters, videos of them, all their receivers, Jordan us all over the place? They're saying we get the best receivers, and their recruiter who left running his pie hole the whole time said, I got a coach who wants to recruit. You don't think Marcus don't like to be disrespected. That is going to be a goddamn beatdown. Excuse my language. That is going to be a beatdown.
Ooh.
And I am waiting for that one. Now, we probably could split the first 2 games. I'm more worried about the Texas A&M game than I am Miami, because it's Miami. You jump on those guys, they're going to quit. That's Miami. This is the 1988, 1989, 2001. Okay? Freeman has done stuff. People always talk about, well, last year we didn't score 30 points in the playoffs. Dude, half our roster was out. We beat Penn State missing 60% of our offensive linemen, our 2 best pass rushers, our best defensive linemen, our best corner. We beat them for all our backups. And people don't realize it. Hopefully we're healthy there this year. Look at the players, my God. Look at the difference from the roster 4 years ago when Brian Kelly was shot me down a different aisle with people who look like me. We're getting this roster is so deep. We're going to have guys playing safety that would have been starters as freshmen this year. Look at the corner room. Every room's better right now than any Kelly. And talk about Kelly. I keep waiting for the big game Kelly won. Was it the 2020 Clemson game at home when they're missing half their team? Then we had the rematch. We scored 3 points. We lose by 30.
You know what?
The Cincinnati game at home against that average Cincinnati roster, and he's switching quarterbacks every 3 plays, and we lose that game. That should have been a blowout at home. That team was not ready to play, just like the 17 Miami game and the 19 Michigan game. He does this all the effing time. He never beat a good USC team at USC. He never beat a Michigan team at Michigan. He lost to Northwestern, all these other teams. God dang it, man. He lost to Duke, for Christ's sake. People forget that.
You got people in the chat that are saying they wish you were delivering them your mail. That's awesome. They're like, I wish this guy was delivering my mail. Come knock on the door and talk some Notre Dame football with me, baby. I love it.
And right now, I appreciate that. And I'm not right about everything. I have my biases. Brian Kelly was a very good coach for us. Anybody who says he wasn't is a liar. But after 7 years, he went 4-8.
Yeah.
4-8 with all those recruiting. Look at that his first year when he went 8-5. Look at that roster. That roster was a good roster that Charlie Weiss left us. He just couldn't coach it or build it up.
Yeah.
Those first 2 years, those were missed opportunities. The 15 team, for Christ's sake. That team was loaded.
Yeah.
And they did nothing.
Hey, I feel like we're in a much better place now with more stability, more talent. Like things are on more of an equal footing. It's just, I need the results on the field in the first half of the season to match how I feel about the program overall. That is my big thing, man. I feel really good about the program overall, where it's heading on and off the field. I need the on-field scoreboard results to match that vibe, or it's going to be very frustrating. That's where I'm at.
I think we all agree on that, and I think if they're going to be ready to play, the Miami game's going to be a tough slog to about midway through the third quarter. Then we're going to impose our will on them. Texas A&M, we'll see. Arkansas scares me because the quarterback's like 6'6", 250 pounds. So I'm worried about that. But, we get our defensive ends back, and Bryce Young takes his next step. And these linebackers, look at the linebackers we got. I mean, look at them. We had Jalen Smith, and that was it back in the day. Now we got 4 of them running around. Look at these guys. We got length and speed, which we never had before. And we finally got a cornerback. The receivers have a question mark again. We'll see. But don't forget what Riley Leonard said last year. These guys were open the whole year, and I didn't get them on the ball. I just watched the USC game again the other night because I've been going every week at the Northern Illinois game, of course. I'm working up to the playoffs of the regular season. And right now, I know USC scored 35 points, but they had 21 points going into the fourth quarter, barely over 300 yards of offense. They got 200 yards of offense in the last quarter when they're moving up and down the field and doing their turnovers. That game was in control. They never led. USC never led, and we were tied 21-21. They were up 35-21. Now, I just cannot wait for that game because of the way they've been running their mouths. I just cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about everything. They can go 7-5. And Marcus Freeman could be the worst coach ever. But you know what? I got faith in Marcus. Because I had his back last year with my 2 boys. He wanted them gone. I thought I'd go give them the season. And patience is sometimes a virtue.
Yeah.
And he was learning how to coach his first year, Andrew. He was learning how to coach. His head was swimming. And he stuck all the assistants he got stuck with. Most of them a lot of them are gone now. He got stuck with them, and he had to learn on the job. And you tell me he doesn't learn? Look, he's from night and day from where he was when he first was here. He's a lot more confident. The team believes in him. Those guys didn't believe in Brian Kelly. They did it. Come on. He looked scared as shit when we went to Miami. When we played at Alabama, he goes, well, we kept it pretty close.
Yeah.
No, dude, you still lost. Okay?
Yeah, man, it is. I'm with you. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. I feel little parts of all of this, man. The anxieties, the confidences, the worries. I get it. I feel a little bit of all of it, man. Hey, thanks for touching base. It's really try and call more than once every 6 months. People are enjoying your participation.
Well, I appreciate that. And I know Andrew has some stuff going on in his family. I think, if I recall right now, I just hope we're all praying for him. And that's, we don't want that stuff with the family and stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm getting what went on, God bless him. And I hope he's doing better. And, we don't want to, all of us are going through something in our families, and, by God's grace, we all get through it together.
Hey, really, really nice. That's a classy way to wrap up that call, man. Don't be a stranger. People are enjoying your call, man. Call again soon. Really good hearing from you again.
Thank you. I appreciate it, John. Thank you for everything you do. And everybody, thank you, and God bless, and go Irish.
Have a good one. Another nice guy. I'll tell you about that guy. If you're on a hold, you're going to be on the air. I'll tell you something else about that guy that sticks out to me. He was one of the first people that really wanted to go out of his way to meet me at Notre Dame. Like when things started to build a little bit, he was one of the first people. It was like 2018 USC, one of them USC games, like 2018, whatever. And I was going into town. Him and his family were like, we want to meet up with you, dude. Let's have a beer somewhere. And like, I'll always remember that. Like I always bring up Phil and his family being the first people that showed up to the first tailgate. And that's a special thing to me. I'll never forget and will always appreciate. Similar with him. He was one of the first guys that's like, dude, we want to meet up with you and just drink a beer when you're in town. That means the world to me. Really good here. Tell the mailman I said, I know what Always Irish Senior's doing. He's in Florida and he's sitting on the balcony and he's watching the golfers hit. He's either doing that or he's at the pool. Kicked up, baby. hot down there in Florida. It don't bother my dad. Oh, he's going to come back with the mega tan. The man is dark. That man is dark. Tell you what, and I want to say this too. Since Saturday night, a couple of our newer listeners have reached out to me and asked if Andrew Gilmore's trolling. He is not. I'm telling you, he's not trolling. It's a good sign. We have newer people in the chat that are not all connected with all of our regulars over the years. People that are newer, and they're like, "Is that guy a plant? Is he a darkness is spreading? Everybody, brother, darkness is spreading." Hold my drink. And so you guys get me totally. I just totally zone out and lose my mind when you do this to me. I lose my train of thought. Darkness is spreading. Nice place. Why don't I stretch out? So I'm telling you, Andrew he's a Notre Dame fan. He just his brain works a little differently than the majority of the chat. But I'm telling you that, oh boy, my dad's working around the condo there. He must be he's doing something, not relaxing. Andrew loves Notre Dame. I've talked to him off air. Like, we have a long-term relationship. He subscribes to Patreon. He's not a guy who just comes here to troll and then dip. Like, Andrew's a real Notre Dame fan. He just kind of thinks of things a little differently than the majority of the crew. And look how Tron is living for the city and a banana cognac. He's a Notre Dame fan. I'm vouching for Andrew on that. I've talked to him off air. He's a real Notre Dame fan. I've known him for a handful of years. He's a real Notre Dame fan. He is not trolling. And when people ask, why do you let Andrew go off and do all that, but you're mad at other people who do it? Let me be crystal clear. There is a huge difference between someone I know that hates Notre Dame being in here being negative or what's perceived to be negative, and somebody who loves Notre Dame but has worries about stuff. Totally I'm going to approach those people totally different. Lights all step my dad. He shakes him when he walks by. And he hands off the shake. You stab my dad. Oh, God. Anybody that's never seen this show is probably like, what is wrong with these people? If you don't get it, you think that makes it so much funnier, you guys. Think about anybody who has no idea what we're referencing, what they must think. Oh, man. Oh, that one got me. Lysol, you stabbed my dad. Oh, it's a celebration. Hold my drink. And so I can verify Andrew's the real deal. The Brian Kelly thing, here's the problem I have with the comparisons. Freeman's already eclipsed the high end of Brian Kelly. So to me, a lot of that discussion is over. He's already got the program more national respect and success on the big stage than Kelly did in all those years he was here. So to me, he's already kind of eclipsed that at the high end. Now, I'm sure Andrew's going, what about consistency, though? You can't just have one good year and fall back. I understand that. I do. I understand that, man. But Andrew is not a plant. He is not a troll. I've had people ask, do you have people call in with an angle for entertainment? Like, do you text a guy and go, why don't you call in and go this way so we can have fun with it? Or it's a different perspective? No, never one time have I done that where I'm like, call in and say this to set me up. Bro, it isn't that deep. Like, this show's entertaining enough. I don't need to fake what we're doing. Like, we have enough fun here. I don't need to fake angles. So I wanted to clear that up. because I woke up Sunday morning to some questions about Andrew's intentions. Notre Dame fan, I'm telling you, real deal, a lot of worries. And so I don't know. I think it's all in the eye of the beholder. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. Let's check out City Cheers. Wait a second. Except, well, I messed that up. I can't do it with the comments up here. It gets in the way of the number. Where is it? That's bad business there. Oh, you guys are hilarious. You guys I can't with the. Why did this turn into a thing? Every single show we just do the Chappelle. Is it just that we all need, like, we all need to like lighten up a little bit, and if we put that in, we all know we're gonna have we're gonna relax a little bit. John and I are BK haters to plant in the AI universe. I can assure you that I've never done that. It's a good idea. I do know sports shows that have done that. That's it's a good idea. Actually, I will say this. If you're on hold, let it out. I will say this. I remember the drama, late 90s, early 2000s, when fax machines were a thing. I'll never forget this. One of the big morning sports show hosts in Chicago got caught having his wife fax in stuff, being like, "You're a genius and you're right about everything, man." Signed, Bobby in Bobby on the West Side or whatever. And his wife would fax in all these compliments and stuff about him to read on the air. I'm like, "I agree with you. You're a genius." And then somehow they found out it was his wife faxing it in. And so then he was playing that on the show. That's a bad look. That's a really bad look. Oh, boy. All right. We'll be back in 1 minute. I'd like to introduce you to City Cheers, the super app changing the way you go out. City Cheers is giving every bar, restaurant, club, and golf course in America a free app. That's right. Completely free. For venues, it's your own branded platform to promote events, specials, and live music straight to your guests' phones. For guests, you get perks, loyalty rewards, and Express Check, a game changer that lets you view, tip, and pay your tab right from your phone. No waiting, no lines, no wallet, no problem. Most places even give you money off your first visit using the app. Whether you're behind the bar or sitting at the bar, City Cheers makes the experience better. Patrons, download the app and see for yourself. For venue management, call friend of the show and loyal Notre Dame son, Tom Frawley, to get started. 773-332-7742. And be sure to tell him Always Irish sent you. We are back, baby. Chicago's very own. How could you not trust that guy? I only want to do business with people I trust. It's on my channel. I'm uncomfortable doing ad reads or promoting anything without people I trust or know they're legitimate. It's a big deal to me. It's a big, once the season kicks in, we're going to do the Rougiette and the Extends ads, and we'll get that going. You guys are funny, man. You guys are funny. Adam, what's going on in California? And we got Chicago's very own coming up after that. What's going on?
Oh, a whole lot, Johnny. I've been all fired up since Saturday night. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know, man. What a healthy show. Adam, I was thinking to myself, am I doing too much? We had the Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning show. We went live Friday night on Patreon. And I'm thinking, do we need a day off to let this breathe? I had a feeling people had a lot to get off their mind and off their heart Saturday. So I'm glad I decided to do the show. I think a lot of people wanted to get out their thoughts. I'm glad we did it. It was a healthy exchange.
Yeah, no, I think more is better, to be honest with you. Rather than like taking a night off or a day off, I think it's just everybody's getting ramped up, and so it's like why take it away? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a really good start to the year and a good first week of content to let everybody have a say. So where are you at with this? Let me know. Like, we talk all off season. You're a regular caller post spring. Now that we've seen a little bit, what do you think?
Well, I think, if you look at the psychology of it all, I think there's, as far as our fan base goes, you're going to have, and I think we've talked about this a couple months back, you're going to have a whole array of different, positions psychologically that are going to be built upon the past and what everybody's been going through. Meaning, how scarred are you from the Brian Kelly days? How scarred are you from just not winning over the last 30 years? How many different things, have we had to deal with over the last, 3 decades of watching all these other different programs be successful, and we have not. And so when you have like a conversation like we did on Saturday night, where you're listening to somebody giving the kind of the minority view of how he feels, it starts, but it's the opposite of what the majority feels. It brings up all these emotions, especially when you bring BK into it, and then you start kind of, in a way, I think Andrew went a little bit too much towards the Marcus Freeman side of things, and then also, at the same time, people were taking it personally. So it started going into, even though nobody was talking to each other directly, it was more just listening to the way people were receiving it. And unfortunately, that brings up a lot of just energy and emotions and psychological trauma over the last 3 decades, or however long you've been watching Notre Dame football, that, all come out at once. So from a fan base standpoint, I think it's actually a good thing that we are here, because of the fact that it shows that we have something that we're fighting for. We have something that has the potential of being successful. And when I say successful, I mean winning a championship. And when you get this close and you start realizing, oh my God, like, we have all the pieces together, it gives you a little bit more of that angst, because like, hey man, time's ticking, and you all programs go through it. You go through your ups and you go through your downs. So are we going to capitalize on what it is that we have right now?
Yeah.
And so that's why I think that there's a lot of people, there,
I think that is another thing that's starting to enter my mind, is how Notre Dame's being looked at a little differently, getting some respect ahead of time that they usually have to earn. And I want to see how the program's going to respond to getting some legitimate offseason credibility and going to be a top 10 team when the AP and the coaches poll come out. Should be any time. I think that happens early August. I want to see how this program handles different expectations, where they're not chasing and it's like maybe things could come together, but it's like people expect results now. I want to see how the program responds.
Yeah, no doubt. And when you look at like the national correspondence and what everybody has been, talking about through, whether it's the mainstream media or other podcasts, this or that, you'll hear everything from 7-5 to 12-0 and a championship. And that's where, I think it also builds a little bit more anxiety, because of the fact that you're like, well, we know we have the team and we have the capability of going 12-0 and the capability of going running through the playoffs and making it to the championship. But we also have a lot of new fresh faces, as you pointed out, that many different programs do. And we're all going through the same thing. All those different companies, they're all going through the same exact thing. The different programs, I should say. And whether it's new quarterbacks, new position players, new coaches, new coordinators, we're all having to deal with the nuances of the program. And so it just, when I look at like where we are and what we're doing, we're right on cue, man. We're right there. We have to keep moving forward. And I know, because as I know you've heard me before, I get really fired up about Marcus Freeman and this program and everything that they've been doing, because I believe in it. I believe in the direction. And that's a healthy thing to be in. But you also have to prepare yourself that, if an NIU type of situation or Stanford, Marshall, whatever it might be, occurs, then you have to be prepared for that. that kind of situation could happen. We don't know if Carr Minchie is going to, come to fruition and become the next coming of whoever it is that we need them to be in order to lead this team. We have a pretty good idea, but at the same time, who knows? So we should, it'll be a very interesting season, to say the least, in the very first 2 weeks. The other thing I wanted to bring up, John, is like a lot of people are talking about the schedule and how it's like so front loaded and heavy and everything like that. To me, I look at this schedule and I say, yes, it is. It's front loaded, and we have our positions where we have to be prepared, that for these tough games. But when I look at like the dominant teams over the years, if you look at the really dominant teams, and if you want to start measuring up to those kind of programs that were being built by whether it was the 18 Clemson or the Alabamas over the years or Florida States back in the day or whoever it is, and now looking at Ohio State, you have to look at how they run the table. And I'll take Ohio State out of that from last year. But the majority of them, when they were like 11-1 or 12-0, they were dominating whoever it was, and they had a gauntlet of schedules a lot of times. And I just look at it like we're like, what, the 36th, 38th, I think, strength of schedule, preseason, looking at it. And you look at someone like Oklahoma or, God, who is it, Florida or something, and the absolute daunting task that they have with the different teams that they have to play week in and week out for the most part. It's like, just do your job. What my expectations, if you're talking about expectations, is get in there and win the games you're supposed to. And then the other ones that are supposed to be close, handle your business. If you want to make your mark right now, if we want to do it as a program, as a team, as a fan base, get out there and do your job. And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just, and here's the other thing. I was thinking about this as well. How do you think everybody's going to react when the quarterback's named? I feel like regardless of how it goes, that will help calm the fan base down overall a little bit, because you'll have some direction. You'll know where we're going to go. You'll know who you're hitching the wagon to. I really do think a lot of this overall anxiety will simmer down when the starting guy's named. Then it's just like, I hope he performs well, but at least you'll be over the hump of not knowing who it is and nobody knows who it is and all that. Like, I think that's going to help calm this down a little bit too. You're still going to have the worries about how they're going to play, but at least you'll know who it is. And I think that clarity alone will help lower the blood pressure of a certain percentage of people.
It will, John. I will say, because like we talked about, whatever that was last week about, I was really emphasizing on the continuity of the team and trying to build that trust and the relationship and the timing, especially between the quarterback and the center, quarterback and the wideouts, the tight ends, whoever it is. You have to build all that timing, and it'll be good to get it where it's like, okay, now you're whoever it is, you're number one. You're going to be the backup. Let's get you with the number ones only, and then move them forward so that they can build all that continuity and timing. The one thing that I was going to bring up about that, though, is if Marcus Freeman, think about this, if the staff ends up going with CJ Carr, then for the most part, they would be sitting there saying, okay, this is what the majority of the fan base has been talking about. And when you listen to the other programs around the country, they're already anointing him as the starter. They're like, whoa, CJ Carr, let's talk about it. Barely anybody else is talking about Kenny Minchie. So it would be something where you sit there and you just expect that it's going to be him. So the majority of the fan base expects that it's going to be him. What if it's not?
Yeah.
What if they go with Kenny Minchie and it turns out that he starts not doing as well as planned? If he's still having the growing pains, as he would be, same as CJ Carr. But I think he would be on more of a kind of like a more under a microscope, because of the fact that it's like, well, why didn't you go with CJ Carr? Everybody thought you were going to go with CJ Carr. And that puts a lot more pressure on the coaching staff, because it's like, well, if you go with the one person that the majority of the people thought you were not going to go with, now it's like, okay, this is all you. This is your call. And then if it doesn't work out, that's a lot more questions and heat that
Yeah.
you got to deal with as a coaching staff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's really going to be interesting. So I don't know, man. I hope somebody emerges and clearly ascends to take this job, and then we could get ready for Miami. Those last few weeks in camp, I think that'll help calm things down. But let's see the road we get there. The road we get to that point is very, very, it's an interesting journey. It has been so far. Anything on the way out, man? Thanks for touching base on a Monday. The kids getting back to school. When are we getting back into that routine?
No.
When does school start out in California?
We are about 10 days away, my friend. We are itching for it. Well, I'll say two of us in the household are itching.
Yeah, I
for it.
bet
So,
you I know which
so we're
two.
good there.
Yeah, I bet you I know which two. Yeah.
Last thing.
Yeah.
Johnny, last thing I was going to say is just, I think the biggest thing for us as a fan base and also for especially those of us here in the always Irish nation here is the fact that just remember that we just need to respect one another. Always have the difference of opinions. And I'm not saying that Andrew is being disrespectful by any means.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to everybody else, just understand that everybody's going to have their different opinions, different thought processes. Just don't make it personal. Keep it basically about ball and try to take the emotion out of it on a personal level as best we can so that we don't get on top of each other, because we don't need to be cannibalizing on each other. We need to go out there and take that hate in your heart and put it out on the others. You know what I mean? Let's go after Miami. Let's go after USC. Let's go after Michigan.
Yeah.
Let's go handle that.
If you got hate in your heart, laid it out. Oh, God.
I was going to get to Johnny with one of them. Show us your face.
I love it. And speaking of USC, by the way, because it's in my mind, I may or may not have some breaking news about the USC game coming up. I'm not there yet, but everybody stay tuned. We may have something real special for you. I'm working through the details, so everybody stay tuned on that. I may have a surprise for the group coming up about the USC game. So, hey, man, I really appreciate you. Hold it down for us in California, all right?
You got it, Johnny boy. Take care of yourself.
Have a good one. Oh, man, if you got that football hate in your heart, laid it out. Minchie, we got Tom, I just missed you. Give me a call back if you can. I was going to go to you next, but you had to drop off. If you can, give me a call back, Tom. If not, no big deal. We'll catch you Wednesday. Minchie was one hell of an emergency pickup. I also think about that. I think about that a lot. No, it isn't going to be today. I think about that a lot. How I'm wondering how much of the narratives, the prevailing 574, you're coming up. Look like a first-time caller. We're going to go to you next, 574. I think about where this all started, and I wonder how much of the narratives with each quarterback has to do with how it began. Think about it. Carr was the Michigan legacy guy. Everybody knows our battles with Lloyd and everything in that family. And then he was highly touted as a recruit. I remember, I think it was June. We sat here, did the commitment live. Everybody was so excited. We got a dude. And then Minchie, under the radar, you don't get the guy you want. You got to figure something out late, and then you're able to piss off Narduzzi and get Minchie in there. It just makes me wonder how much of the quarterback narratives was already in place just because of the way we acquired these guys. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? Like, you already started out with Carr being at a certain level that Minchie wasn't. It was like a throw-in that you were able to get Minchie, and it was a very underrated steal, underrated swipe. And I just think about that, how those are kind of positioned by one another. It's very interesting. 574, welcome to the show. I don't have a call log here. First time call? Hello?
Can you hear me?
You sound far away.
I sound far away.
You're getting closer.
Tell me if I'm better now.
Yeah, that's a little better. What's up?
Now I couldn't hear you. Could you say it again?
What's going on, man? I'm having trouble connecting with you.
All right. I'm here. I'm sorry. I sound far away though. As long as you can hear me, I guess.
Yeah, what's on your mind?
You know, I'm thinking about the quarterback situation. I mean, I feel okay about it because I don't think we're at the point in like Freeman and how he's building up the roster. I think we're at the point where we don't need a quarterback that can literally carry the team. You know what I mean? I think we're at the point where we have a roster that, you know, we have great running backs, we have a great offensive line. D-line may be the only other spot that I feel is a little weak, but I feel like overall the team is good enough. I mean, we went to the national championship with a quarterback who was, I think, a worse passer than Vinci or Carr. So I think, I think we're at a point where 11-1, I think, could be the floor, hopefully, for the team. Maybe 10-2,
Yeah, I'm with you there. The only thing I think about is for that plan to happen, Ash needs to make sure that defense doesn't regress at all. If anything, it gets a little tighter and a little better. And then you need the O-line to come together and be able to move people early and protect. Like I'm with you, but you got to make sure those other pieces are delivering to protect and insulate the new quarterback from any rookie mistakes. I'm with you.
Right, and the Jagasaw injury worries me a little bit. It does, but I think who's the best passer? I think we have a good enough O-line where we'll be okay and be able to protect the quarterback. I want to see how the offense is going to look without a running quarterback, or at least with a quarterback who is leading the team in a different way than Riley Leonard was. And I want to see what Price and Love. I want to see what they did without having carries taken away from them. And it'll be a great season. I'm really looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. There's a different level of expectation here. You're a 5'7" 4. Are you local? What's the buzz?
Yeah, I do probably sound like I am local. I'm in South Bend. I probably do sound like I'm talking in a fan because I have headphones in, so I think that's why it's doing that. I think it's the headphones.
Some people are suggesting you're using your one call from the jail to call into the show.
No, I think it's the headphones, but then I tried to unhook them, and I couldn't hear you, so I had to put my headphones back in. And
gotcha. Yeah. Hey, man, no worries. You got to call the first time and you got to figure out, what works for you, buddy. Hey, are you going to come to the tailgate? If you're local, Purdue, we're having a tailgate, North lot. I'll be flying the flags, and we're having Miller Lite for breakfast, bro. You're invited. You're a 5'7" 4. You're in the area. You better show up, damn it.
All right. Yeah. I'll be there for sure. I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, no problem. Everybody's welcome. Even the trolls. Not saying you're one, but even the trolls are welcome. We like to have a good time there. We like to have a good time. So I'm with you that all these other areas, if they are sufficient, they can help protect that quarterback. I've been thinking a lot about the defense too, man. If they could keep the scoring down, that really would help, because then that young quarterback doesn't feel like they need to score on every single drive to win a game, be perfect. If that defense could be tough again and keep the score down, that would go a long way.
Yep. I feel the same way.
Yeah, man, it's going to be good. Hey, don't be a stranger anymore. Save the number. Call me again, would you?
Yeah, we'll get it figured out next time. Hopefully I won't sound as whatever it is.
Oh, it's no problem, man. No big deal. It's a Monday morning. We're all in preseason camp mode anyways. No big deal. Thanks for giving me a call. Call again.
Cool. Yeah, it's good to talk to you, Johnny.
Yeah, have a good one, man. Have a good week. How much time you got, buddy? Dude, I'm a 2-hour drive from South Bend. That dude sounded like he's the first man at the moon, and they're talking to him on that radio or whatever. One giant step for man. How far away is it? Oh, don't get me started on the cell phone connectivity in South Bend. I swear to God, you guys, nothing drives me more crazy than the lack of reception I have in South Bend. I would go, it's getting a little better, but I would have I would have a bunch of people that want to meet up in South Bend. I get to town, ain't nobody messaging Johnny. And I'm like, maybe these people got smart and they realize I'm not that fun to hang out with. And then the game happens or whatever, and then I'm on the toll road. My phone starts vibrating off the hook. I get 80 texts the second I leave town. John, where are you? We're having a tailgate. We want to party. What's going on? We got a beer for you. Come over here. This guy maybe wants to advertise. Come meet this guy. Nothing. Bro, for real. I get all those messages the second I'm on the highway halfway back to Illinois. It's super annoying, bro. I don't understand. All this Notre Dame technology, all this stuff. You can't get a cell tower? There's 100K people in a small area. Of course the signal's going to be bad. What is this? You cannot act as if you don't anticipate 100,000 people being in a small area. That's the point. You got all this. What do they got now? Moonlink or whatever it is in the solar system. Something Elon's got something to connect, some internet or something. Hook it up over South Bend. It's unbelievable, bro. Every time I leave there, I get 20 messages and voicemails right when I'm on the toll road, wondering why nobody wanted to talk to me. Unbelievable. Absolutely. Chicago's very own Tom. Good morning, my friend.
I'm working on that cellular thing down there. We're trying to do some things down there, John. I called the Notre Dame network, all the heavies, all the big investors, the wine and cheese crowds to come up with the money. Come on, let's do this.
Telling you, Tom, I used to just think it was my phone or something, but I think I'm not the only one that has that problem. I don't know.
You're not. And I know I went dark in there last year at a couple of the games last year. It's just like whatever. It's beyond me why they. But remember, by the end of 2027, 5 miles west of South Bend, GM and Samsung are building a humongous auto plant there in New Carlisle.
Yeah.
When that comes in, I'll guarantee the cell towers will come right with it. So they're probably working on a network now. I mean, that's going to be the whole Michiana area is going to change. So God bless. I'm always looking for the bright side here, John. Here, look, this whole thing about, I respect Andrew's insight and his opinion. But when we start talking about who Notre Dame was going after in the quarterback, why did Marcus Freeman why is he hedging his bets and going after Milroe and Quinn Ewers? Well, wouldn't you, based on the information that you had? I mean, yeah, I get it. But why didn't they come to Notre Dame? That's the bigger question. And second of all, I'm going to turn into Ara Parseghian for a minute here. You have got to close down that talk with all the news media. There's so many different news outlets. Have you seen this guy, Irish Daily or Notre Dame Daily from the East Coast?
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, my God. He's clickbait central. And he just stirs the pot worse than Ronald McDonald. But he's coming off as a Notre Dame guy, right? And he just talks so much crap. And it's like, you know what? There's got to be a time when there's a no-go zone for all Notre Dame media. You got to shut that shit down. Because, look, I don't know. We learned after a while the behind the scenes, somebody leaks it. It used to go through the major papers, and then UPI, string writers, the stringers would talk about that stuff, and then it would cross the country. Now it's instantaneous. 3 seconds later, well, Kenny Minchie took a dump today, and it was green. Oh, great. What are we doing here? I mean, it's just the negativity drives me up the wall. And when you look at the other side of the coin, when you keep bringing the Brian Kelly thing into it, he's gone, folks. Thanks be to God. He's in the rearview mirror. The trajectory of this program is so much better. What do we talk? Embrace this journey. Embrace what we've got. We've been dying for this for 30 years or better, right? It's like, my God. Yeah, but Notre Dame win big ball games and win national championships. I remember the stories about the '66 national championship team. They gave up a total of 38 points in 11 games or 10 games that year because they didn't go to a bowl game. 38 points over 10 games. And then they had the famous tie with Michigan State, 10-10. Do you know how many guys went to the NFL off both of those squads? And then what did they do the following week? They went out to Southern Cal, and Mike Garrett was the Heisman Trophy winner, and they beat him 51-0. And Aaron Parsons said it's still not going to be good enough for this fan base, this cynical fan base. When is it going to be good enough? When St. Peter lets you through the gates of heaven, are you going to piss and moan to God?
Yeah, it's Tom, I think everybody handles Notre Dame pressure and anxiety a little bit differently. And some people are on the positive side with high hopes and high confidence. Other people are in the middle, and other people are like, what could go wrong? And I want to operate from what could go wrong backwards. And I don't know, man. Do what you're going to do. And then when Miami comes in the post-game show, we'll have real answers, and we'll start to figure out who the hell's right or wrong, or what narratives were right or wrong. I don't know, man. Everybody's just trying to navigate their brain without losing their mind the next few weeks.
I know. Did you see Bigot for Chili's actually put that garbage up that Miami's going to beat them by 21? Hey, Ronald or Bigot, I'll tell you what. Give me the 21 points for $5,000 right now. Let's do it. No balls, no babies. Put your money where your mouth is.
I don't think he believes that. He just knows it's going to get it's going to spike everybody's blood pressure on a Monday morning to start the week.
I'm pushing back on him. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing at it. And the fact that he comes up with this erroneous thing. Notre Dame is only 500 against all colleges or all teams from the University of Texas. Really? No, they're not. The stuff that just comes out of him, that is, he should change Bigot for Sewers, because that's all that comes out of him is a sewer.
So, okay, Tom, let's move this forward a little bit. I know the way you think. I know the way you think and process Notre Dame. What are you looking to see now that we're getting another week into camp? We're going to put on some gear here. We're going to really get going here soon. I want to know what you want to see next. Like, what are you looking for maybe this next week, this branch of practices? What are you looking for?
Question.
What are you looking for that'll make you feel even more confident or comfortable? What are you thinking?
It's a great question. We're at the crossroads of having a team that has underclassmen talent. We got freshman and sophomore talent. And from all reports, like Bronte Johnson, Jadon Blair, you can go on, the younger running back, even some of the younger receivers. I mean, these guys, they could jump, they can run like gazelles, they can jump out of the stadium. I want to see the progression. You know, I understand that Freeman tends to, like most coaches, they get a little conservative, and they like to go with their veterans because there's a trust issue. But at some point, you're going to have to let these kids, if they can make, I mean, look at the size of some of these kids, and they're going to make mistakes. I think if you see rotation and the more reps of these younger players, I really think that's going to be an element that we've not seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. I mean, the quarterback thing is going to play out.
Yeah, and I do agree with me that, like, you always are going to have preseason anxiety about game one, and then when it's a big brand name matchup, that ramps it up more. But I sincerely think once you know that quarterback is, some of this is going to cool off a little bit. People will rally and be like, okay, this is our guy. We have a little comfort now, at least knowing who it's going to be. I sincerely think that will help calm some of the anxiety that's in the ether. Whatever way it goes, just being able to rally and know who the leader of your offense is going to be. And don't tell me it's a new quarterback. They're not the leader. The quarterback's always the leader of a football team, whether they have 80 starts or 0 starts. They are by default.
Yeah.
And I just think that will help calm, however we arrive there, that will help calm things a little.
Well, yeah, and evidently in the practices, I guess they've gotten to 3 or 4 periods where some of the media has seen a lot of check down throws, swing passes, bubble screens. I think that's going to build the quarterback's confidence. And also, get Jeremiah Love and company used to catching those passes out of the backfield that weren't there. Because if you remember, they're operating out of the shotgun with Riley Leonard. And if he sniffs 0 coverage, man, or tight man coverage, sometimes he's not going to have the proclivity to stay in the pocket. And what's he looking for? He's looking for that opening, do a little counter run inside, quarterback draw. And that's what he did. That's what he was good at. Now, with Minchie and Carr, did you hear Minchie's comments the other day?
Yeah.
He thinks he's the best quarterback in the country.
Yep.
I mean, God bless. It's great attitude. You want your field general to think he's the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah. It's exciting though. There's a million different thoughts in my head. Some of them are conflicting.
Yeah.
It's just everything. I was tossing and turning last night about all this, wondering, just thinking myself sideways with how this could go, good, bad, or in the middle. But this week, it's really going to crank up. That's what I'm excited for. Getting where we knocked off.
They go to.
Yeah, you start wearing
full pad.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to see us. Let's get in there. People start hitting. Maybe we get further into this, and so I'm ready for week 2 of whatever this is going to be. Tom, anything else, buddy? Good to hear from you.
No, likewise. That X factor of the 2 healthy defensive ends with our linebackers. Like I said before, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see them run 3-4 defense with sometimes a nickel package in there because of the safeties and DBs that we have, the corners. It's going to be an interesting thing. I'm anxious to see how Ash handles that. But certainly, they've got the horses to make big plays again. I know it's going to be a big hole to fill for Xavier Watts. I mean, having Morrison and Xavier Watts go, yeah, wow, those are big shoes to follow. But to see what you got coming underneath, not many people, not many teams have what Notre Dame has coming up. So that's the other thing to be positive about. So,
yeah, it's
that's all I got in my locker.
We're gonna see, Tom. Hey, have a good start to the week there as the mayor of Chicago, okay, buddy?
Oh, Jesus, no.
Have a good one, Tom.
Right, God bless you, Irish.
See ya.
We'll see you.
I said that, and then I almost wanted to get off the phone real quick before he went off about Chicago. God, I love Tom. I love Tom. WPP, $10 hour. Low IQ fans badmouth Brian Kelly. I hated Brian Kelly more than anybody, but I realized who the true villain was. The guy that kept Kelly in place. Jack Swarbrick. He also, you got to give him credit. It sounds like he kind of got bullied into hiring Freeman. So at least you got to give him credit for that move. 615, what's going on?
John, I've got my preseason jitters going. How are you?
Yeah, that is perfectly normal, totally fine around these parts, man.
I must say, I love the caller 2 callers ago that was a first-time caller. Just the classic start out of the gate. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, first. Am
I on? Yeah.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, and I'm happy to have them. I just wish that service was better over there, over the state line.
Oh, I understand. Well, man, what in your heart, what's your gut telling you about this quarterback competition? I feel that we got two great options. I mean, I might be wrong, but it wouldn't shock me if they give the nod to start to Minchie.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I still think if I had to put money on it, I'd bet money on Carr just because he came in with so much more momentum. I think he has a little natural lead in a way. But I don't know. I want somebody to claim it.
I just think that Minchie's wheels, looking at last year and how valuable that was to have a true dual threat quarterback.
Yeah.
How we may need that in certain spots. I guess Carr is more mobile than Angeli was, but we definitely need someone that can move around the pocket. If there's an opening, can get 5 to 10 yards and keep the chains moving.
Yeah, that is something Goolsby's talked about as well on Patreon. Is if you're in a position where you want a mobile guy to make something out of nothing, like which guy is that, and does that affect the way you think about this overall, or can you not think that way? I don't know.
I think we're definitely lucky in that I was listening to some other sports folks, and I don't think things could have lined up any better with the team we have with breaking in a new quarterback.
Yeah. It's you got a lot of, this is a deep program now, but it's all got to come together. Like, I love the personnel on a lot of that defense, but I want to see Ash running it.
It's hard to balance the excitement, the expectations. Then in the back of your head, you got the old Irish demons from years past screaming.
Yep.
And I can see him going undefeated. I think that it all depends on the quarterback. If we get in there and whoever we start is the absolute stud, wow, we could be looking at a very special season.
Yeah, it's going to be, if that quarterback piece works early, man, it's going to be a great year. You should be in line for a deep run. I don't want to make it seem like it's all hanging on that, but a lot of it is. Anything else, my friend? Thanks for the call.
Yeah, I was certainly discouraged as one of the big national football guys said LSU is going to win the championship. I about fell out of my chair.
Yeah, I saw that
That's
too.
the last thing I want to see.
I saw that too. And it's like, if you're saying that, you got to win those big games.
If Kelly wins the championship, can you imagine how unbearable it's going to be? Like if he gets one before we get one.
Yeah,
it would be if we got one.
Yeah, it would be a big deal. Hey, I'm losing you, man. It's real hard to hear you. I didn't mean to cut short. I couldn't hear nothing. Omar's in the house. Rodney, $2 hour, 27 days. We're under a month, folks. We are under a month. That is it. Okay, let's hear from one of our wonderful sponsors. Got time for a couple more calls. I got to hit the road. So let's If you're like me, you've seen inflation eat away at your precious savings and watch the markets go unpredictably wild. This made me look into other ways to gain stable wealth over time. With that in mind, through the Always Irish community, I've been introduced to 7K Metals. 7K is helping everyday people like you and I gain access to real gold and silver, not stocks or paper promises, tangible assets. I've been able to consistently build a portfolio of gold and silver month after month without having to be an expert at all. You could simply sign up and start adding gold and silver to your portfolio every month, which is exactly what I do. I set it up, let it run, and have a little fun. It's about creating stable wealth through gold and silver. I believe in 7K so much, I decided to join as a full member. You get education, wholesale pricing that cannot be beat, easy purchasing, and cash outs with the Sound Money wallet. So if you're ready to take control of your financial future, visit my personal website, alwaysirishgold.com, via the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. You trust me, I trust 7K. Why not join today? This is not a membership, it's a movement. Silver and gold, silver. I want to know where to go. That 24 karat magic in the air. Anyways, those are always in my mind. What did I hit? I just hit a weird button. 501, what's going on?
What's up, man? This is Trinity from Arkansas, bro.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for touching base. I want to know where your mind's at. We've seen a little bit of camp. What do you make of it? The good, bad, in the middle? Where are you at?
Really, man, I'm just stoked on almost the entire team, man. It's just that CJ Carr and Kenny ordeal, bro. It's like we're stacked at running back, and everybody keeps wanting to do a dual threat. I'm just thinking, bro, with the stack of running backs we have, we should just be concentrated on a quarterback, just that can make dink and dunk throws and, a nice bomb here and there versus, running it. Because, we should be dominant running the ball with 6 different running backs that would be a starter at any other school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what else I like? I've been reading these articles about them making an effort to get Love more involved in the short, intermediate passing game. I am all for that. Any way you could get the ball to that guy, I am for it. And the more creative it is and the more different looks there are, the more I like it. Hand it to him, pitch it to him, throw it to him. I don't care. Get him the ball.
Exactly. Well, I heard one of the podcasts were talking about possibly seeing Price and Love on the field at the same time. And that's what I'm thinking. It's like, that's the perfect combination, just you got to worry about the run with Price. And if Love, runs or blocks for him, you got to have that. But at the same time, if he busts out for a little, linebacker trying to chase him down, there's no way, anybody in the country can keep up with, Jeremiah within 10 yards of, the, line of scrimmage. It's just crazy. I think that would work perfect.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. So where are you at on this quarterback thing? Do you have anxiety, or are you just like, you know what? I'm just going to wait and see the clips, read the headlines, and then whoever's the guy we hitch our wagon to. Like, where do you fall on the range there?
It's crazy, man. Like last year with Riley coming in, I'm not really big on transfers, even though I know that's the world we live in now. But, I've been waiting for a homegrown quarterback this whole time, and we've been waiting for 10 years almost. But, with CJ, I almost wanted to start him last year. I know Riley came in, but I would have liked to at least put or CJ or Kenny in more of the games that, with Purdue. They've only put them in for 2, series each. I'm like, that kind of leaves me in the worried position because I haven't seen them play, but I know their talent. So it's kind of hard to judge who's a better quarterback because I haven't really got to see anything other than, some short passes and then, just practice. But if I was going to put a bet on it, man, I'm going like what you say, man. I really feel like CJ is the guy. And if he's not, what kind of picture does that paint for, a kid coming from that kind of, cut, he would almost seem to be the superstar.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I like having Kenny as a good backup, that's rival to his talent. Because, that way, either or, I feel we're going to have a capable quarterback. And with our offensive line, with Jagasol out, I still feel like they're going to be able to protect him. And, I'll run it. Jadarian Price looks like he could kill anybody that would try to break through and, mess with the quarterback. So I feel like we should be comfortable back there. So it should allow them to have time to throw.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, if we started the year with a team that was kind of on the fritz and it was all on him, I'd be a little bit more worried. But I'd really like to see someone be the quarterback within the next week or so, man. I don't want to go up into Miami only having a week or two, letting them have all the reps. I mean, you can't do that.
Yeah, you gotta eventually you're gonna get to a line where you're gonna have to determine that and get the ones with the ones as much as you can. And Goolsby asked me this on the Friday night Patreon show. He said, "What quarterback do you think is feeling more pressure right now?" I think it's Carr, because he's the one who came in with all that heat. He comes in with the football. He's got the football last name, and he came in with all that recruiting hype. And I remember what a big day it was when we landed him. Like, I think it's the answer's gotta be Carr, just because of the heat that he came in with and the name on the back of his shirt.
Exactly. And like what I've heard in practice is like Kenny's this cool, chill dude that can't be pressured and doesn't flex. And I'm thinking like exactly what you're saying. CJ, I feel, has got the weight of the world on his shoulders. I mean, he was out there throwing free practice that one day when they were stretching. And to me, it doesn't make me worried, because I'd rather have somebody that does have the pressure of the world on their shoulders, but, you know, acknowledges it. And he looks like he's like out there like, bro, I'm trying to make, and like, I'll tell you the truth though, bro. The other day when I first heard that practice, you know, 3 interceptions and then one, I'm like, that about put me at 50%. You know what I'm saying? I was all riding high, and I'm like, but at the same time, I realized like, bro, our DBs and our secondary are second to none.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of like, I'd like to have a little bit more practice film to hear about, you know, to jump into Carr right off the bat, but I'd rather have a gunslinger than someone's too shy to throw it.
Yeah, I keep saying this because it's a big deal to me. I need someone to jump out and claim the job. I don't want it to be even, and then the coaches have to get in a room and like come up with who they're going to pick. I need someone to hit a groove, someone to naturally ascend, and then things start to coalesce and come together. I want to be able to see that. I want it to, and I don't want it to be one day it's this guy, then the next day it's the other guy, and then they're both up and down, up and down. I need somebody to start trending up and getting consistent, hitting a groove to where you're like, okay, this is our guy. We know it. Shut it all down. We know that's our guy. Lock it in, and we get ready for Miami. That's the next part of this is I want one of those guys to rise, man.
And see, like with our offense this year, man, say like worst case scenario, we stayed with the peanut butter and jelly, bro. Even though I love Steve and Jelly, bro. Like if we would have stuck with him, I feel like it would have been like dink and dunk plays, 9, 12 yard, drives to get to a touchdown versus maybe some big play and, versus the running game, man. There's no way our quarterback should have so much pressure on him. I mean, every team we play is going to load up and look at our running backs and go, bro, they got Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, the entire roster. How are we going to stop that? So, I mean, that's got to put a little less pressure on the quarterbacks. And, I mean, we should ride. This year should be a Notre Dame running back year. Like, don't even worry about, the wide receivers as much. Like, sometimes you got to ride with what you have, And this year we have Jeremiah Love at maybe his last year ever. We've got to make it worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I want to see, it's a big time matchup week 1. I want to see Notre Dame's offensive line against Miami's defensive front. If you can move the pile, protect, move the ball, run the ball a little bit, it'll go a long way to helping whoever the quarterback is. So I don't know, but as these guys as these guys get full gear on and start cracking and in and everything, I think this is really the intensity's gonna ratchet up, and I think maybe that we'll start seeing some of this quarterback stuff come together when things get a little more real. We're not in the first few practices. We move along a little bit. That's what I want to see. Anything else, man? Crystal clear phone line today, baby. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thankfully. Yeah, I had 2 quick questions, man. I had one question about our D-line. Like, I wanted to hear from you. Like, I'm a D-line guy. I'd rather have all of our 5 stars on D-line versus, spread around. I love defense. If you can stop the other team from scoring and you only got to score a field goal, do it that way.
Yeah.
Like, I know Bryce Young, and I know, what's his name? Oh, man, I forgot him last year had the ACL tear. But I know those 2 cats are just insane, and Botello should be coming back. But do you know of any, like, who's the new, guys to look on defensive
I'm telling
line?
you this. Like, I think Goolsby's been saying he thinks they're going to have like an 8 or 9 man defensive line rotation that's going to be good. Are you talking about Traore, Anya? You talking about any one of those guys? Maybe.
Traore.
Okay, yeah. And Goolsby's telling me, John, I actually feel better about that D line than I thought. I think you could rotate 8 or 9 guys in, keep guys fresh, and get production. I think the question's going to be, can you generate more pressure from the defensive front without selling out on blitzes? Like, can you, with just your defensive line, are they going to be able to penetrate and disrupt without you having to devote resources, from the second level to blitz or whatever? Like, that's going to be a big thing you're looking for this year is, are you able to get that kind of pressure without exposing yourself on the back end?
Yeah, that's where I'm at on our defense. As long as our defense line can get pressure, I mean, I think our defense is stellar. But the last thing I wanted to bring up, man, is I told you I was trying to go up to that Arkansas game because I'm out here in Arkansas. But they're doing a Lou Holtz meet and greet, man. So I actually bought a ticket to meet Lou Holtz.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, like, that's a bucket list I get to check off. And, like, I asked the people that were running it if the Notre Dame band was going to be in town. And they acted like they weren't traveling to the game. And I just thought, man, that's kind of crazy. I wish our band would be at every away game.
Yeah, that's a newer thing where they're not letting full bands travel to away games. And some of the I have heard that. And then the Lou thing, man, go enjoy it because let's be real. Lou's looking pretty old these days.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Dude. Like, I'm just being realistic. I don't know, time catches up with everyone. Go meet Lou while you can.
Dude, like the main thing I saw the price of it, and it's like the price of 2 tickets, and I thought to myself, dude, I'd rather meet Lou Holtz than to do any, to go to a football game. But I just thought to myself, last thing before I let out, man, I just want to hear your opinion on this. Who is Lou going to just talk to the Notre Dame team at the Arkansas game, or will he give a pregame speech for the Arkansas boys too? Because I think there's no way Lou was going to go talk to anybody else other than the ND boys in the locker room. And, I mean, how can we not get a win with Lou Holtz in town giving our boys what's up? You know
I like that. It's the last guy that's got this thing over the finish line, man. Hey, good hearing from you in Arkansas, and it's good to know we have representation out there, man. Have a good start to your week, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. You too, man. Talk to you later.
Have a good one. How much time you got in Arkansas, buddy? Rodney, last caller of the day. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for taking my call. I know I called in kind of late. I woke up late this morning. Hey, quick response to that Lou Holtz thing. Lou Holtz coached at Arkansas, though, correct? For like a couple of years?
I think I forgot about that. I think I forgot about that era. Didn't he wasn't he Minnesota before? I remember that, right?
Yeah, it was Minnesota before Notre Dame, but I believe he coached at Arkansas for a few years or a couple of years or something. Yeah, and got him to a bowl game or something. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm looking at all this, and I some of the position groups that some of the national media has rated, and I didn't go through all of them, but I think it was CBS was talking about it. And I'm not really worried. They got us number 8 or 9 or something like that. It's totally fine. There's a lot of parity this year. All I care about, John, all these people saying undefeated, as long as we go undefeated in the playoffs, that's really all I care about. Whether we're 10-2, 11-1, just be undefeated in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, that's not too much to ask. That's not too much to ask, right? Yeah,
right.
Man, this is, dude, Rodney, there's just so many narratives. It's just pick your angle and run with it,
Well, I saw some people, they had like position groups. They had a number 2 running back group. Okay, that's up for debate. That's fine. The number 3 defensive backfield. Tell me 2 backfields that are better. Are you kidding me? And then the number 9 offensive line in the country. I mean, most people are saying we have the number 1 line. That's up for debate, in my opinion. But number 9, I don't know. It just kind of blew my mind. I'm like, where are these people getting their information from? But anyway, it's really not that big of a deal. But as long as we're somewhere in the top 10 or within striking distance, it doesn't really matter to me where they put us preseason. The Carr Minshew thing is becoming really, really interesting, dude. I'm at the point now, John, where I have no idea. I mean, I think most people still kind of just assume it's going to be Carr. I'm hearing, Minshew's kind of the hot name on the horizon from some people's mouths. Right now, I'm kind of like, I literally don't know. It could go either way. What do you think?
I am waiting for somebody to emerge. The worst case scenario, I'm serious though. I don't care who it's going to be, but I want it to be determined by objective play on the practice field, not the coaches getting in a room and going, it's pretty even. Who are we going to pick? You know what I mean? Like, I want someone to earn this so that I know it's like straight up what it should be. I need someone to separate. And I'm hoping when we get greased up with the full pads on and we start cracking heads and everything, that I'm hoping somebody hits a groove and it becomes obvious this is the direction. I don't want them to have to pick between 50-50. That would make me nervous. Somebody go earn it, damn it.
The only thing I'll say about this, John, is like, I know the interceptions the other day, but for God's sake, man, if you're going to play against a secondary like we have, thank God you're throwing interceptions against them this early in fall camp. Because, I mean, I'm just saying, like, would you rather be like,
Rodney?
That's what I want.
Your phone's killing me, Rodney. I just can't. It sounded like you were getting tased by all of the Indiana State Police. Everything was totally fine, and it literally sounded like you were calling while being tased. Let's try again. There we go.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened.
There you go.
Yeah, John, I just wanted to say, like, I think the fact of throwing interceptions, don't get too crazy about that. I mean, against the secondary that we have, I just thought that, you know, it's a blessing that that's happening in practice against our secondary, you know, so I'm not overly worried about that. Now, if it keeps happening throughout fall camp, okay, now we got to reevaluate. But I'm just saying, man, maybe it is the fact that you want someone to emerge, but if they're both playing really, really well, they're just both, you know, that competitive. Yeah, it's just interesting. That's all. So this is the most fascinating quarterback competition we've had in quite some time. Last thing I'll say, and I'll let you go, man. I know you got to get out of here. Jadarian Price, I think, is the if there's a player I'm looking at is kind of a little under the radar.
Yeah,
I feel like he's the one because, you know, Love's going to get all that attention.
Yep. So, okay,
But
Rodney. Now,
forget.
Rodney, so how do you use that to Notre Dame's benefit? Because you know everyone else is so obsessed with stopping Love. How does Notre Dame use that for our advantage with the other skill sets of the other backs and what you can do to highlight Love? And, like, there's an angle there because everybody's got to be worried about Love. What else could you do there to burn them by doing that? I love that angle.
Well, like you know, people are saying, putting Love in the slot at times and you can move him around the field. Like, I wanted to see. I think they did a little bit of that last year, but not as much as I like. I think they're probably going to do more of that, and that would obviously be great for his NFL aspirations too. Just see, you know, other NFL teams seeing him being utilized in other ways. And the other thing too is, you know, Love, because of how much of a workhorse he is, you know, injury is a possibility. So I think obviously putting them both in the backfield at the same time, they did that a little bit last year. We're likely to see them do it a little bit more, but there's so much talent back there now, man, beyond them.
Yep.
But to me, that's the key, is using Love in different situations. You know, as a receiver, that's one way to do it. Also, let's not forget, Jadarian Price is almost as fast as Love is. They're both. It's just Love has more of the you know, the sweet moves, you know, you know, the hurdles and whatnot. But just straightaway speed, they're almost equal. I mean, look at those guys in some of their long runs. I mean, they're flying past everybody. So I think people kind of have snoozed a little bit on Jadarian Price, and don't be a bit surprised if he has a fantastic season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that running back usage and how can you use the other skill sets in that room without taking away from Love, but adding to Love and making everybody benefit. I think there's a fine line there, and Juwan's going to have to figure out how he wants to do that to get the most out of everybody and highlight Love at the same time. Interesting equation there. Rodney, this week it's really going to pick up. You're going to start getting the pads on, really cracking, and we'll see. Give me a call back with a couple more days of camp. Let me know what you think.
For sure, buddy. Take care, John. Have a good one.
Have a good one. How much time you got? Tim McCarthy got him. Yeah, no one relishes a pickled driver. Everybody knows that. Bro, Now that they're bringing back the alcohol, I did see the tweet. The beers are going to be between 13 and 18 bucks in the stadium. That's stadium pricing. Now that you're letting people drink in the stadium, can we bring up the old recordings of Tim McCarthy? No one relishes a pickle driver. Like, come on. I think it's relevant because you're going to have some people toasty getting back on that toll road after these games now. I'll tell you that now. You ain't going to be able to sober up in the game and whatever. You keep the party going. All right, you guys, off to the gym. We'll be back on Monday Night Raw tonight. Me and Goolsby. You know where it is. Patreon.com/alwaysirish. We'll be live tonight. Thanks for the calls. Thanks for the chats. Thanks for the donations. I love the energy. This is getting interesting, folks. Have a good start to your week. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all of you.